Okay. Woo, shake it off. Hi guys, welcome to my cozy corner, chit chats with Sierra Marie. So today we're going to be talking about procrastination, and this is something that definitely something I struggle with. So let's rewind so I can come to why I decided to do this portion instead of my regular vlogs. I have done like everything: retail, administration, nanny, teaching. I've done a lot in the fields of work. And one day I took a test to see like what would be like the best field for me to work in. And of course, teaching was there. You know, I love kids, just not the environments that I seem to be in when I work for other people. But yeah, entrepreneur, which I thought was the best because I don't do good working under people. I'm not like a rebel and I go against authority. I just don't like being told what to do. And if I think something's wrong, and if I say it, I get persecuted. It's just a lot. So I was like, I don't want to work for anyone else. I want to work for myself. I want to make my own hours. I want to make my own money. So why am I sitting here stressing at this 9 to 5 and all I'm getting is like nothing at the end of the day, you know? So I was like, okay, entrepreneur. But something else was on there and it was life coach. And I was like, life coach? I'm terrified of talking to people. How could I be a life coach? And I kind of like pushed it off, but it just kept coming back in my mind. Random things would pop up to take the certification to become a life coach. Me just talking to people in general, I realized I'm good at it. I'm good at listening to people. I'm good at motivating. I'm good at letting people see the better side of themselves. I could say low-key half therapist, but I really want to pursue it. And I've been procrastinating like shit. It's horrible. So I was just like, how about my cozy corners can be like little life sessions, little life sessions. And you know, this can be my practice to when I really take the certification and pursue myself becoming a life coach. So today we're going to be talking about procrastination. And I wrote this, y'all, I wrote this back in May. Like, who am I? That was 6 months ago. Procrastination at its finest. Like, I should just get the crown. Kisses, you won. So I wrote this so I wouldn't stray off of topic because I'm the type of person that we'll be talking about procrastination and I don't know how, but then all of a sudden I'm talking about going to Disney World and it's like, what? Could be my ADD. So I'm reading this to you off of my computer. So if you see me like keep looking down, that's what I'm doing. Also, this was written for when I wanted to do a podcast. I'm trying to tell you, my brain just, it's the daydreamer brain. I have a daydreamer brain. I was going to do a podcast, but then I was like, I'm more visual. So that's why I like switched over to YouTube. So this is like me talking to my, you know, I have my microphone. That's how I was like planning on talking. So it's kind of like me talking in third person. So just stick with me, okay? So, are you a procrastinator? And what kind? Okay, hear me out. I was watching my girl Lauren Norris on YouTube, and she was talking about different procrastinators, and I'm like, wait, there's more than one kind. So me, 3 o'clock in the morning, zooming over to Google, and boom, there are 6 different types of procrastinators. You have the perfectionist, the dreamer, the worrier, Defier, crisis maker, and overdoer. Okay, so as I'm reading these, I'm like, yo, like, how do I fit every category? And I'm like, damn, I must be like the mega procrastinator. Like, am I Optimus Prime am I like the Optimus Prime of procrastinators? Okay, anywho, so I read them in depth and I'm like, okay, I'm more like 3 out of the 6 and not all the 6. So I was like, whew, 3 out of the 6. There is levels to my craziness. Like Shrek, when he's talking about how there's an onion and he's an onion and there's different levels, different levels to my craziness. I'm like a crazy ass onion. One thing about me is I am a dreamer. I have all these ideas and things I want to do, but I get caught up in the dream, and the work to make the dreams a reality kind of get pushed to the side, and then I become a worrier. I don't know why I can't say this word. I'm so sorry. Worrier, like worried. I don't know why I can't say it. I think it's the double R's, and I want to say warrior. I feel like nothing's going to come out of it. Like, I'm wasting my time because Sierra, it's just a dream. I think that also comes from like a self-esteem thing where I just didn't believe in myself and didn't believe what I was capable of. So things just kind of got pushed to the side. That's what I wrote. I'm not capable of obtaining what I want. So I'm just shutting down. That's what I do. I have a dream. Then I'm like, okay, I'm going to pursue it. And then I get halfway there and I just shut completely down. And like, y'all, this YouTube channel, I made it 5 years ago. But because of course I didn't have a camera, I didn't know what I was doing. I just never started. Had a kid. I just never started, and I kept making excuses. So, damn, that's really true about me. Push everything to the side and start on something easy. Well, here comes the overdoer. After all the dreaming and worrying, I'm like, I gotta get shit done. I have my checklist, but instead of checking things off, I'm clumping it all together, and I become a super overwhelmed and anxious, and I'm triggered. That's when I'm triggered and I'm on edge, and that's my different stages. This is so sad because me reading this, I've experienced this last week. So yeah, that's why I'm like laughing to myself. Sorry, lost my spot. And little things just set me off, and here I am again, turned off. So nothing got done, and just a bunch of checklists. I have mad checklists. Damn, Sierra, I have mad checklists everywhere. And dream boards, I do. And carts filled. Yep, and carts filled of stuff that I don't need, but window shop when I'm stressed. Very true. So there's a little get to know me tidbit, that is a little bit to know some of the craziness of me. So doing further reading, it gives you strategies on how to deal with being these type of procrastinators. Help me realize, yes, it's okay to be a dreamer, but turn my words into do's and not just dreams. I need to learn to that's another word I struggle with, differentiate. I need to learn the difference between dreams and goals. Every dream needs a plan. I need to ask myself between dreams and goals, the 5 W's and the 1 H's. You know what it is? Okay, so we have the what, when, where, who, why, and how. I need to make my some days to specific dates and times, because I'll be the person like, okay, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and this, but then I don't set a time or a date. So it's just kind of floating out there, and I'm just like, wait, what was I doing type thing. To let go of the worry bug, I need to change my I can't statements to I can't, but I can each day. I need to do at least one thing I've been cautiously putting off each week. Do something that you're generally uncomfortable with doing. That would be big for me because I'm in my comfort box 24/7. I mean, I have my cozy comfort corner, like it's that deep. So that's something hard for me, but that also, when I stepped out of my comfort zone, I started this channel. And I'm really hoping it reaches people that need help getting out of their comfort zone. Like, I'm terrified of people, so for me to do this, it's crazy, but I think it's needed. I want to reach others like me, because sometimes we don't have a support system. We don't have anyone. We're kind of to ourselves, because outside of our comfort zone is scary. People inside of our comfort zone is scary. We don't be hurt. We don't be played with. So yeah, this is necessary. Lost my place again. But I do notice when I do something uncomfortable, the confidence booster it gives me. Yes, it does. It gives me a high, because I did that. Ow, ow, ow. But yes. And lastly, I need to break down large, intimidating projects into smaller, easy to manage tasks. I feel like that would also help me with being an overdoer. Everything will work out. I need to take the time and work on it at my own pace. Okay, that's what I need to do. Because I also do this thing where I compare myself to others who's doing the same thing and they took a different road. And I need to realize I have my own road and my own path, and I have to get myself there the way that I can, not how they did. So, very true. I was preaching when I wrote this. Look at me. I will turn my dreams into realities because I believe it and I deserve it. Word. I said, you know what, Sierra? I know that's right. I know that's right. That was back in May. Okay, so the breakdown of the different procrastinators. The perfectionist procrastinator. The characteristics. So let me know if you are a perfectionist procrastinator in the comments. Tend to put forth excessive amounts of time and energy to make sure that everything they do is perfect. Tend to put off starting tasks due to the fear of failure or doubts about doing it the right way. Tend to see everything in life as things that have to be done, not necessarily what they want to do. Okay? So strategies for the perfectionist. This is to help my perfectionist procrastinators out. Strive for excellence rather than perfection. Focus on what's realistic rather than ideal. Avoid all or nothing thinking. Change your have to do to want to do. Give yourself a time limit for completing a task. Okay, pause. I had to pause, stop. We'll just run it back to where I left off. I'm so sorry. But I just want to stop by and say I know I was looking down a lot, but this is new. And even though I was just on the phone talking to no one, I was still really scared. So this is like a big step for me stepping out of my comfort zone, which we were talking about. You know, maybe that should be my next cozy corner. I was thinking getting out of your comfort zone or goal making. So yeah, just let me know which one that I should do. But yes, I just had to say pause because I looked down a lot and it was killing me. But I got it completed. So next time I will be looking at the camera more. And yeah, so just bear with me, y'all. I'm so sorry, but just bear with me. I just want to say I am not a professional, okay? This is new. I'm just getting started and it will be bigger and better. And yeah, so yeah. Okay, bye. Make a daily to-do list that's short and practical, okay? Next, we are going to the dreamer procrastinator that I'm the queen of. This is characteristics, I'm sorry. Tend to recoil from anything that might be difficult or distressing. Tend to be passive rather than active. Tend to pay little attention to the facts or details, making it harder to focus on and perform difficult tasks. Sorry, it's written funny. Tend to think of themselves as special people for whom fate will intervene, making it hard work and efficiency unnecessary. Okay, I don't think that. Excuse me, that sounds like a privileged person. I don't think that. It doesn't even sound like a dreamer because we don't, I mean, I guess it does. I guess like my fairy godmother's gonna come and like, poof, bitch, everything you wanted is here and you got it. So, okay, maybe I take that back. I think I have dreamed that. Train yourself to be different between dreams and goals. Develop the habit of thinking of the 5 W's in 1 H. What, when, where, who, and why. Change your wishes to like to's and try to's to wills. So I will do this. I'm not going to try it. I will do it. Change your some days and soons to specific times and dates. Plan each major project in writing using a timeline specifically in each step you will need to take to get this done. Seek more interaction with other people. Whew. I haven't even told anyone y'all I started this channel because of interacting with other people, but I'm about to. After I post this, I'm gonna share it with everyone that I started a YouTube channel. So that was The characteristics and the strategies to help our dreamer procrastinators. The worrier procrastinator, okay? Characteristics. Tend to be indecisive and often fail to commit themselves to specific decisions they do make. Tend to lack confidence in their own abilities, causing them to avoid and delay doing things. Tend to be dependent upon others for advice, reassurance, and help. Tend to have a high resistance to change, preferring the safety of the known over the risk of the unknown. Okay, that is the characteristics. Now, strategies to help us out. Recognize making no decisions is in fact a decision. Remember, it is okay to say no, okay? Don't have these people out here thinking you gotta say yes to everything and then, yeah, okay. Follow a two-step decision-making process. First, commit yourself to the goal. Then take minor steps to achieve that goal. Change your I don't know to one thing I do know is. Change your I can't statements to compound sentences. I can't, but I can do this. So me starting off the YouTube channel, I kept saying I can't because I don't have a camera. I can't, but I have a phone, so I can do this. Each day, do at least one thing you've been cautiously putting off. Each week, do something that you're generally uncomfortable doing. Break down every large, intimidating project into an assortment of smaller, easier to manage tasks. So that is for my worrier procrastinators. And I don't know, like, this is how I kept seeing myself in each of them. Me stuttering. But then I realized it's the levels of my procrastination that I started off as the dreamer and then I worked my way into the worrier. So it's just levels to this shit, you know? Then the Defier procrastinator. Tend to see life in terms of what others expect for or require them to do, not what they themselves would like or want to do. Tend to avoid expressing negative feelings. Instead, they convoy those feelings by procrastinating. Tend to use procrastination as a way of challenging authority. Tend to be pessimistic in nature, undercutting their motivation to complete the task in a timely manner. So that's what I worked with. Strategies for those procrastinators. Sorry, I got flashbacks of some employees I used to work with, and I'm just like, ugh, that's what they were. Okay. Learn to view what someone else wants or expects as a request and not a demand. Mean what you say. If you haven't done something, own up to it. Own up to it. Don't lie. Sorry. Still triggered. So sorry. Strive to act rather than react. Do what you know needs to be done. Try to work with a team, not against it. Okay? Not against it. If you work in an environment where there's other people, team work makes the dream work. Just saying. I know it's corny, but I'm just saying. It's facts. Do something specific that will satisfy you because it's done your way. Okay, so we have two more. Crisis maker procrastinator and the overdoer. Okay? Whew. Okay, so the crisis maker procrastinator tend to ignore the task. Then they intensely caught up in it, and when it's faced with the undesirable task, tend to I swear I can speak English, y'all. It's just sometimes it's these R words I don't know with my speech. Tend to dramatize situations, making themselves the center of attention. Tend to be easily bored and resist the dullness of doing things rationally and methodically. Tend to have a need to prove themselves by living on the edge. Strategies for them: identifying other self-motivators besides stress. Drive towards changing your thinking style from extremist and general to moderate and specific. Avoid overdramatic language when discussing a task or responsibility. Try to focus on the positive or action rather than the negative and Try to focus on the positive or active rather than the negative or reactive. Figure out methods for handling things so that you can avoid or more successfully manage reoccurring crises. Create your own motivators to change a boring task to a more interesting one. Understand that you may not feel interested in something until after you get involved. And then, last but not least, the overdoer procrastinator. They tend to suffer from low self esteem, compelling them to take on more work than they can handle. They tend to have trouble saying no or asking for help, tend to assume so many different responsibilities and roles that they easily get distracted from specific tasks and confused about priorities. Tend to lack truth and self-discipline, especially in regard to personal needs. Tend to find it very difficult to relax without feeling guilty or ashamed. These are the people at work that the boss just tells them, do this, do this, do this, do this, and that's not even what they're there for. And then they get over consumed and overwhelmed, and the anxiety kicks in, and they are stressed, and they just hate work. And all they had to do was say no, or let me do this first, and then I will hop on that task. And I know it's so hard to do that when you have a boss who's down your throat, piling up shit on top, on top, on top. So then in that case, I think it's just another time just to find a new job. And I know it's so hard to find a job out here, y'all. But we can't be the overdoer procrastinator, because I feel like this is the one that's like a killer. This is what definitely brings on the stress and self-harm. And this last one, it's a dangerous one. And I don't want y'all to fall into that one. It seems like that one's a little harder to get out of because it's like a everyday reoccurring type situation. Okay, strategies for my overdoer procrastinators. Acknowledge the difference between priorities and demands. Try not to depend on others for approval. Focus on your thoughts focus on how you are going to gain control over things, not how things are going to control you. Don't hesitate to say no to others when it's appropriate. Talk more about your options than your obligations. Make and follow daily to-do lists that make the best use of your time and energy. Enlist help whenever appropriate. Incorporate an ample amount of leisure activity into your life. So, we've learned about 6 procrastinators. Do you know which one you fall in? Do you see yourself in a little bit of all of them? I hope that the strategies I read off can help you. There's just so many things that come down to it that if we don't get out of this procrastinated bubble that I'm in, nothing's ever going to get done. And it took me forever to film this video. I was supposed to film this video like 2 weeks ago, but that's because I was scared, which I think is a form of my procrastination. It's an excuse I give myself that, I'm scared so I can't do this, and which is possible. I'm just talking to my phone, and eventually someone's going to see it, but it's not like they're going to be talking back to me. So unless they leave a comment. So I really just needed to get over myself. So yeah, my next cozy corner chat will be, I don't know yet. I have 2 things that I want to talk about, so I'll let you guys know later. But yes, thank you for joining for my cozy corner chit chat with C. Marie, and I hope to see you back next time. Bye.